Could we have the shearing and wool handling teams final for the New Zealand young farmers, please? All those competitors, please, to register here and get their T-shirts. All those competitors in the young farmers event, the teams event, please come to the announcers table for their T-shirts.
Te Wananga, or Aotearoa, is the second largest tertiary institution in New Zealand, offering more than 60 different qualifications, from foundation certificates to master's degrees. Johnny, is that us? Me and you?
Well, it might be you, certainly not me.
You got to open your mind up, Johnny. Okay, looks like we're good to go. We got the green light. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go.
No pahia tua, Sam Tipene on stand number 1. Jaden Patterson of Hastings, Here Taunga on table number 2. Chiquita Tamepo from Tiki Tiki, the Ngāti Parau girl. And down there on stand number 4, Conan Gray, Baka Oriori. Chiquita, I remember her from the heats. Really lovely little competitor to watch. Reminds me very much of a Joanne Kumaro style. Very precise in how she places, even the way she stands. But a lovely competitor to watch. I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot of Chiquita in the near future.
Well, I'm down here on table number 4 watching this young guy, Conan Gray. He did very well. He was in the teams that won in the wool pressing last night. It's been dominated by the Goodger boys for the last 10 years, but Conan and his bro, they managed to win it. They went in with a game plan, and they said that bale weight was their total focus, and they ended up winning. I said, how are you feeling this morning, brother? And he's like, I feel great. So here he is up there trying to make it through into the final later on. I would like to thank our shearers, don't we, Audrey? We've got Paddy Mason, Pairata Abraham, we've got Noel Gardner and Lee Edmonds. Thank you very much, shearers, for coming in this morning and helping out with this, with all the shearing for the wool handlers. Okay, here we go. First fleece about to hit the table. Ooh, this throw down here on table number 4, Conan Gray. Conan, you've got the best throw, mate. Come on now, keep the focus. The other day when he was competing, I said he looked a little bit lost. And he said to me yesterday, he goes, how did you know that I was lost? And I said, well, when you got 2 different lines of wool in your hands and you don't know which basket to put it in, I said, you were a little bit lost. He's like, I was too, but I made it through. And here he is now. Look at him. He's running around. Got the little twinkle toes going on. He's going very well. How's it going down there, Audrey?
Well, those throws weren't too bad, weren't too great. You know, there's a fair bit to be penalised for in all those throws. I'm really looking for another boom moment. You know, that one where it's just absolutely lays flat. I'm not too sure if we're going to see that today, Tima. These fleeces have been specially selected, specially drafted off by the wool handling referee Joe Hopkirk, Miles Oldershaw. So they've done a fantastic job. They're really making it tough for these competitors.
Well, not so much tough. We're just making the job right, keeping the job right, aren't we? Because, you know, there's a lot of wool sorting that goes out there in the wool sheds nowadays. You know, it's 2 lines, A's and B's. You know, we're sort of losing how it should be done. You know, like a lot of farmers are looking ways to cut costs with having shed staff. You know, next minute they're going to, you know, drop a shed hand and things like that, which is not good. It's not great for our industry. But it's a good thing, Audrey, we still do have these old traditional farmers that like 4 shearers or 4 shed ends.
They're the ones that want a good quality job done. The sponsor elders of the Trans-Tasman team's event last night, he talked about maximising value. You know, that's about these wool handlers doing that for the farmer. They're the ones that do that. They maximise the value, don't they?
They certainly do. They add value to the wool, and that's what we want. But here we go. We've got this young Conan Gray down here, stand table number 4, working away with Paddy Mason as the shearer. Thank you, Paddy, to you and your crew. But if you have a look upstairs, up on the big screen, you'll see that at the moment, Conan Gray is a little wee bit in front on time points, or just in points in general. He looks really, really focused. I'm quite impressed with how this young guy is going. He's a big boy, so he moves around that table very, very well. But here he goes, back to his shearer. This Chiquita here on table number 3, working away. Looks like she's got a fleece that's twice the size of her. So a lot of work to do on that fleece. We got young Jaden there on table number 2. Jaden's working away, roll up time. We got Sam Tiffany there on table 1, been there, done that. But at the moment, it's all this young boy, Conan Gray, on table number 4. Here he goes. He's getting ready to throw this fleece, and it looks like a little beauty, Audrey.
Time has started for these competitors.
Woo!
Liking it on table number 4 from Conan. Better throw for Sam on table 1, and so for Jaden. But it's Chiquita, I'm just sitting down here watching her. Te Wananga Aotearoa are the sponsors. They're offering programs like Papa Kupu, that's about adult learning skills. Papa Ako, Study Made Easy. Mahi Toa, National Certificate in Employment Skills. Lot on offer from Te Wananga Aotearoa.
Conan's about to roll up his fleece, Audrey. Here he goes. He's looking around. He's looking. He can't find anything. If you can't find anything, roll it up, mate, because you've already got it all. Here he goes, Conan. Where are the locals behind you supporting you? Here he goes, broom in hand. Oh, the place is a bit of a mess, Conan. Yeah, that's the way. Get the broom out and into it. We got Chiquita there on table number 3. There she goes, lifts the table up, gives it a bang, grabs the broom. Oh, these wool handlers. Oh, look at you, your feet are too big, Conan. Come on, mate. They're getting in the road. Audrey, these wool handlers are going to catch them.
Well, I tell you what, I'm still down here watching Chiquita from Tiki Tiki on table number 3. She's doing a wonderful job. The broom skills, the way they're moving these brooms in and out of the table, in between the legs, is just wonderful to watch. Still a lot of work for all these competitors yet to do, but even on table 1, I think Sam Tiffany might be getting the hand up first. Is she happy with the job? She is on table 1. Table 3, Conan on 4.
Okay, so what happens now is once the wool handlers put their hands up, the judges will go around, put all the bins in each other, and then they'll have another look around and see how much wool is left behind. Anything the size of a credit card, they will be penalised 1 point. So that's how the scoring system works at the end. Johnny.
Oh, another great heat there from the juniors. Great stuff to see them there in the semi-final. We have heat number 2 coming up. Tamika Hema on table number 1. Pukitai Puna on table number 2. Charlotte Tahuia on table 3. And Chantal Kawana on table number 4. The third heat will be Marika Braddock, Nira Haitua, Ash Boyce, and Naya Puha. And then at the completion of the junior wool handling, we will move on to the New Zealand Young Farmers Shearing and Wool Handling team final. All those competitors reported in for their T-shirts. You'll see the points up there above the competitors' stand, the 58. Looks like the lowest was Sam Tiffany in that first heat. A reasonably good score for the young competitors.
Okay, we're waiting on the green light. There it is. We got the green light. Can we have our shearers to the board? Timekeepers ready. Shearers, on your marks. Get set, go. Well, just looking up at our board, Audrey, we have Chanel Kawana. Chanel was a very, very good competitor. She's won a couple of shows now in the junior class. I took a photo of her pre-shares with her red ribbon and put it on her father's Facebook page this morning. I was trying to do it sneakily quite early, but I see Chanel found it. And on here, we're on table number 3, we have Shaylin Te Huia. Her father has set a new record just not long ago, 530 Merino ewes, 9 hours. Shaylin won the novice here last year. And here she is up in the junior class. So good to see these young wool handlers stepping up to the mark. We have Pikitai Punadi on table number 2. He's another one of these erratic young intuit wool handlers. Going to be someone to watch for in the future. And down there on table number 1, she's from your area, isn't she, Audrey?
Aye, just talking to Marianne about a young Tameka Hema. Really doing well, apparently, in the junior grade. But Pikitai Puna, he whānau huia? Puna white, Carl? First throws, ne. Cool. Lovely on 3 and 4. Big throw on from the Gisborne girl down here on table 1. Well, Tima, we haven't seen a Te Huia around the wool handling scene since Natalie, yeah? So it's been a little while. It'll be really lovely to see Shaylin make the big final this afternoon.
Yes, that's right. We have, it's her auntie, Natalie and Kerry Jo, are Shaylin's aunties. And so, you know, the Te Huia name, it's noted for... well, it's quite a dominant name in the shearing and wool handling industry. Her grandparents are trainers. They do a bit of training about the place as well. But yeah, this young Shaylin, you know, I went out to pick her up this morning. She had to get down here quite early, and I went to pick her up, and she was quite focused on what she had to do. She knows what she has to do to make it through into that final. So let's just see her put it into practice. One of the biggest things I think she said to me was, you know, aiming for her baskets. You know, when she puts those pieces into the bin, that it's nice and direct. And here we go. Little bit of bunching by Shaylin on table number 3 up the top. Not too bad. She'll be able to find the neck wall there anyway. Lovely throw down here on table number 4 by Chanel Kawana. You know, her fleece was a little bit loose. She had to throw it high, let it release, and it landed well. You're going well, Chanel. Keep it up. I hope your father's watching on the internet. If you've got family out there that want to be watching you compete, www.goldenshears.co.nz is the link. Give them a text with that link, and they'll be able to click on here and watch you competing here in Masterton at the Golden Shears 2015, Audrey.
I'm down here on table 1 next to Tameka. She's just a tiny, dainty little thing, but she is doing the business. Just works down the side of this fleece, removing those processing faults, what we call the first pieces. They are poorer in colour. They'll take the dye, but only the darker shade. So they've got to be removed from the fleece wool.
just watching the Chanel. I don't know what's going on. She's sort of here, there, and everywhere. She turns to the shearer, turns to the table, turns to the shearer, turns to the table. Come on, Chanel, you didn't have too much of that sponsor's product last night, did you? Hopefully you were at home watching Neighbours or Shortland Street and not going out doing those other things. Okay, here we go. 1 minute and, 1 minute 30 seconds is the seal time. Oh, another good throw down here by Chanel, a little bit overhanging. Shaylin, you got a good throw too. Come on, girl, let's use it. We got young Pickett, come on, boy, let's go. Look at him, he's a kind of guy that likes to get all the little stuff done first, Audrey.
Yeah, just watching Pikatai working along here on table number 2. Lovely fast fingers, very, very accurate. Lots of work in these fleeces, as you see by the amount of wool in those first pieces. Down here on table number 1, Tamaka Hema, she's happy with the fleece, starting to roll. Be thinking about that clean-up. Tuma.
Oh, the Shaylin Tahuya. Are there anyone here that know this young girl, Shaylin? She's got the broom in hand. She's on a mission. Come on, Shaylin. We're down here with Chanel Cow on a table 4. Come on, Chanel, you're getting left behind. Where's your support? Have you got no support here? I'll cheer for you. Come on, Chanel. Here we go, down there. Pikitai Punda, he's got the broom in hand. Look at the way this young guy uses the broom. Holy smokes, he should be learning the taiaha.
He's very clever with the way he started his clean-up. He actually used his short broom to sweep around the table. Time for Tamika on 1. And I think it's still a fair bit of wool lying around here. Time on table number 2.
Time down here by Chanel. Just waiting on Shaylin. Come on, Shaylin. There she goes. Geez, these wool handlers, you know, they don't even smile when they finish. You think they'd be relieved.
You would think. Back to you, John.
Well, at least the commentators are smiling. That's something. Good to see everybody's happy here this morning. Heat number 3, Marika Braddock on table number 1. Nira Haitana here on table number 2. On 3, Ash Boyce. And on table number 4, Naya Puha. We have the senior wool handling semi-finalists, the top 4. Stevie Mason Smallman, Adrian Samuels, Anna Braddock, and Irana Smith. They are the top 4 of the senior wool handling. They'll make the final. This is the last heat of this wool handling, the last heat of the junior wool handling. We will then move on to the young farmers Cupid sponsored event, the teams event, with Southland, Tasman and Manawatu being the representative teams here that will shear and wool handle.
Okay, we got the green lights. Shearers to the board. Timekeepers ready. Shearers, get set, go. Well, Audrey, these juniors, they've been going very well in the semis, I've thought. You know, they've been handling these fleeces. We know how fragile these fleeces are. Nearly as fragile as some of these learners' nerves at the moment.
Yeah, well, I'm still getting over the senior finalist. You know, where's Jimmy? What happened? I thought he performed really, really well. Really pleased for Adrian and those other competitors. Edna Smith, she top qualified out of the heats. in that final as well. Marika Braddock on table number 1 from Ekatahuna. Nera Hitawa from Tikaraka on table number 2. Got the quality award on table number 2, Nera. Your whānau will be so proud to hear. Ash Boyce from Dennyverk on table number 3. Naira Puha, table number 4 from Kimbolton.
I've just been talking to Marianne Beatty. She reckons that these shearers are some of the best shearers she's seen shearing for the wool handlers in a long time. And I said, oh, was that 12 months? Okay, Audrey, these young wool handlers, the juniors, they're about to get their first fleece on the table. This young girl, Braddock, here on table number 1, she's a little tiger.
She's a tiny little thing, but my God, I bet you there's a power of strength behind some of these. They say big things come in small packages. Nicely done, all the way down. A little bit of a heavy throw for Naira down here on table number 4. Te Wananga Aotearoa are the sponsors. He Papatikanga, living our culture. Mauri Ora, culture in Aotearoa, New Zealand history. Some of the courses on offer from Te Wananga Aotearoa. Thinking of doing some long distance learning? Ring them up. Te Wananga Aotearoa, call free 0800 135 135.
Well, Audrey, looking down the board, all these wool handlers are sort of neck and neck. Ash Boyce is probably the most experienced one up there at the moment, but he's not a wool handler. He is a presser, shearer, kinda. But here he goes, got the fleece rolled up, into the fadge it goes. We've got Nera here on table number 2. She runs back to her shearer. You've got to get that cheek wool out. You must get that cheek wool out on the last side before it touches the fleece, otherwise you will get penalised because that is contamination to the main line. Look at this little girl here on table number 1, Marika. Back to the shearer she runs. See, it just goes to show you don't need to be 6'4" and full of muscles to be a wool handler. You just got to be technically sound.
Well
there
done.
She goes.
Nicely done on all throws. Nothing in it at all. I'm liking the middle tables here. Table 2 and 3. Nera on table number 2, the girl from Tikaraka. Going very, very well. Come on, Auntie Elsa. I know you're up there. You can start barracking for these for this Tikaraka girl, I'm sure.
Just down here with table number 1, this fleece that this young girl had, you know, it probably weighs about 8 or 9 kilos, this fleece, and she just struggled to get it on the table. So she might have to get a bench press going on in the wool shed for after work. But, you know, these wool handlers, very, very skilled, you know, at such a junior level. And you can see how come these young wool handlers, when they get to the open, you know, they are pumping. Like their picky tie, you know, just imagine once he hits the open, he's going to be good.
Chiquita, another one that comes to mind. The skill level of these junior wool handlers, if you didn't know they were junior wool handlers and just watching from the World Wide Web, you know, you could swear you're looking at a senior level. But they need to hear some support out there. If you've got a favourite down here, get in behind these competitors. It's been a tough morning for the wool handling. Tima, there's been a lot of good names miss out.
Well, there certainly has been a lot of good names missed out. And that's what we were saying, you know, just about this, the Golden Shears. You know, it always claims some victims, you know, some people that you definitely think will be in there. And next minute, you know, they're sitting beside you in the grandstand watching. But here we go. This is the third and final fleece. Let's see how these young juniors handle it. Lovely throw down here on table number 1. Geez, these fleeces are getting bigger and bigger.
And they are handling them. They are handling them very, very well. For the pressure that's been put on these competitors, great jobs being done. Be interesting to have a look at the outside jobs if we're allowed. Do you think the wool handling referee will allow us to have a look, Tuma?
Of course, of course. 1 minute 30 seconds, is it, Audrey? That's the seal time.
1 minute 30 seconds. Looking at that roll from Ash on table number 3. He's happy with it. Lovely roll. Raylene McConaughey, you would be hard pressed to take a point off for that roll. Under the table she goes on table 4. Naira Puha gets very tight once they reach up around the baskets in the top of the table. Slows the competitor down, makes them panic a little bit more. But nice jobs being done. Tables 1, 2, 3 and 4, Tuma.
Just this young girl down here on table number 1. She is really giving it heaps. She wants the speed time. She doesn't want to lose 1 point per second. Here we go. She's down here. Up goes the hand. There she goes. Time taken. Ash Boyce, table number 3. He'll be next. There he goes. Hey, table number 4's time's taken. Well done, you junior competitors. These are the young wool handlers that have probably been in the sheds, 1, maybe 2 years, Audrey. Oh, back to you, Johnny.
Adam Broush, please. Adam Broush, if you're in the stadium, please come to see Mr. Alan Precious. So we have the Young Farmers Teams event up next, YFCs. And of course, in the Southland team, we have Linton Palmer, Corey Palmer, the shearers, the wool handlers, Jaden Patterson and Chiquita Temapo. In the Tasman team, Ethan Pankhurst and Cordy Smith are the shearers, and the wool handlers, Sarah Higgins and Sam Gordon. And in the Manawatu team, Aaron Haynes and Cam Hicks are the shearers, Connor Puha and Naira Puha are the wool handlers.
Morgan, are you in the stadium? Our co-announcer, Morgan, are you in the stadium?
Following the YFC, we will have the North Island Wool Handling final for the circuit, and that will be Logan Kumaroa, Cherie Alabasta, Karen Herbert and Emiria Braddock. That will be the circuit final following the YFC event. So we could have all those YFC teams all good here. 1, 2, 3 teams. No sheep in the pens just as yet. So as soon as we get some feet on the grading, we will have you upstairs and going at it.
Morgan.
We've got 6 sheep to shear for each team. Each shearer is going to shear 3 of them. I think there's a mixture of full wool and short wool, 3 long wool and 3 second shear fleeces. We've got to watch for contamination of a fibre length. We want all the fleeces, the long wool together and the short wool together. It's got to be kept separate. We've got some pretty hot teams here today. The Southland team's looking pretty strong. With the Palmer brothers, they've turned up. Linton Palmer, he's one of our triathletes. Sorry, it's just 6 long wool fleeces. I was reading the wool handling final.